quit. Fuck this.
Hey, I'm John. Welcome to my podcast. Today's a sad day for me because we're going to listen to the last tape the Snout ever made before we disbanded. I'm going to divide this tape into two parts just because it's, I believe, really, really good. This tape was made 8/2 of 2000, which means that it was almost a year and a half after the last tape I played from beginning of 1999. So this says Matt, Mike, John, and John. And what happened is Matt had moved to New York City. I had moved out of that house I was living in to help my parents out because they needed to homestead another property for tax purposes before they sold it, and they needed to live there 2 years. And so they had me live in their current home then for those 2 years. And in the basement of that current home, I set up all my equipment, and I continued to mess around with it some on my own stuff, but it wasn't the same. And then in August of 2000, Matt came back from New York City to visit. We got a hold of John, and we all came out to my place, and we made this tape that day. You're listening to, well, it's called Vibing Our Way, which actually turns into, I believe, Once It Was Forgotten. Then there's something called Let's Pop This Rock, which is also deconstructing the obvious. And then picking up on the urgency and Cookie Break. And that will be today's side. And then I'll do another episode for the second side, because it has what I believe is one of the best pieces we ever made. That's like 25 minutes long or something. But I'm going to turn this up. We're going to listen a little bit, and we're going to take our time with this today because we've got time doing only the one side. And let you hear what we called Vibing Our Way on the tape, but I think the whole thing is called Once It Was Forgotten. What's interesting is when Mike does come in on this, he's talking about civilization and how every new conqueror, every new civilization changes the story to suit their own narrative, and it's really a cool thing, cool talking piece, and interesting, well played, well recorded, very, very long, but I'll turn it up here a little bit. So this has just an amazing feel. I mean, it's just a chill, well played, super cool groove that just started out from nowhere and turns into, I'm going to move forward a little bit here, this talking piece that Mike does. And the tone of his voice and this music, it's all just so laid back. And what he's talking about is really intelligent stuff, and it's just, it's cool. So, let's see where we're at. It just amazes me how far we came in the time we had together. And this, I think, I don't know why this tape is so good. When we got back together a year and a half later, I don't know how we could have listened to this and not thought that it was pretty fucking good and maybe we should keep doing this or figure out a way to keep going. I don't know. It's really weird. There you go. There's Mike coming in with Once It Was Forgotten. Let's see. Oh, I think it's a while before he actually gets into it. I'm going to move it forward again just a little bit. We'll get it. Yeah, we'll get into it.
The Crusaders believed that they were built there by the devils. But today we believe that they were built by aliens to communicate with another world.
And I do believe here he's talking about the pyramids because he was in Egypt. But I believe it could apply to any ancient, revered structure. We still aren't into him really telling that story. Maybe he doesn't talk as much as I remember, but let's just move a little bit forward.
The very shrine that was sent here to deconstruct our history.
All right, I'm going to move forward to the next song. Let's see if we can't get to Pop This Rock, which is really cool. I believe it just starts out with this poppy drum and bass line. Matt finds a real poppy bass line, and we all join in and start doing this thing. And then this poppy thing just, that's where deconstructing the obvious comes in. The poppy thing just gets broken down into who knows what. It turns into something completely different. It gets the Snout treatment. The Snout feeds. We're not quite there. But yeah, that's a very long piece. The Once It Was Forgotten. It starts with what I call Vibing Our Way. It's just really nice. Seems like we're winding down, but I'm not certain. We'll find out. We'll move forward a little bit. These pieces can be incredibly long. The piece on the second side, which I think is amazing, is really long. Let's keep going. But that's why I wanted to split this tape into two, because it's got some really cool stuff. All right, so we just came out of that. We're going to start a new drum beat. And this all just happens how it happened. Where Matt finds his bass part. Here comes John, a really cool guitar in the right channel. And Mike is just crunchy. And I think I'm doing some background stuff, kind of floating behind everything a little bit. The guys got really good at anticipating my drum changes. Maybe they saw me reach for the drum machine or whatnot, but we had a lot of Phil's drum changes where they came in just right and changed things up when they came in, which is really cool. Come on now. You know this is pretty cool. Come on. Little breakdown there. Watch it build back up. This thing gets just there. Mike comes in just right on the drum fill. Let's go. All right, we're going to move forward a little bit, see how weird that gets at the end. I think that's like a 11-minute piece, maybe. I don't know. It could be 9, but if they're all long. The short ones are even long. Okay, let's try this. We're still on that song. Hear it now. I mean, come on. That's some enjoyable weirdness there, you know? And I do believe that this won't do anything for the majority of people out there. But people that are into experimental, improv, jam stuff, I think this would be pretty interesting. And I feel like if we had continued what we were doing, we could have gotten, you know, once our musicianship got there, if we can do this when we can't play, think what we could do if we played another 20 years that we obviously didn't. All right. That is Pop This Rock. It breaks down and just completely loses the original, which I absolutely love. But we're going to get to this next one here and just see what we're at. We've got something called Picking Up on the Urgency. So I'm going to move forward and see what we're at with that, because I don't particularly remember that. But I believe it's another instrumental like the Let's Pop This Rock. Let's see what we got. Okay. That was the end of that. So let's see what comes up. Well, it sounds kind of urgent. I think I titled this something else. but I don't remember what. Well, let's listen and see how this goes. Now this is again is just starting from nothing, and we'll see what it becomes. I really don't know. It sounds like Matt got frustrated because we weren't doing anything. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Oh, there you go. Let's see where this goes. Mike's nasty guitar is really a signature for this music. I mean, yeah, he's rough, but boy, is it fucking raw and real. Holy shit. Let's cook. Listen to the musicianship. Comparatively, this is after not playing together for a year and 4 months or something. I mean, maybe a year and 6 months. And we got together for one day, sat down, started playing, and all this stuff came out. I'm blown away that we had absolutely no idea that we were really any good at all. I think there was a complete lack of self-confidence that we were in any way worth listening to. I don't understand that. I don't get the frame of reference, the frame of mind that we were at, that we didn't listen to this and go, shit, we got to do something more. But we didn't. I'm going to turn this back up. We'll listen a little longer. This may have been titled An Urgent Request, I think, but I'm not positive when I digitized it. I mean, come on. For just making it all up, it changes so much. Even though the very simple chord structure will stay the same, there's so much going on. Everybody's so doing their own thing together that, God, it impresses me. All right. And maybe I'm delusional, and maybe everything I've played for you guys, you've gone, well, whatever, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm totally out of my skull thinking this is any good, and maybe it's just good to me and Mike and Matt. Let's see. Oh, okay. What's going on? All right, so we started that thing, right? You just heard the end of that, and that is the beginning of the next tape. So what I'm going to do is rewind a ways, try to get back to a part that we hadn't heard there, maybe, who knows, and we'll let it play out. We'll call this episode 42. Let me just go back a ways, then we'll just hit play. I want to thank you for joining me for episode 42 of the Snout. We Were a Band. My name's John Dundas, and I hope you'll join me for the second side of this tape next time. And then I've got a few more surprises in store. Once I'm finished with the tapes, I've got some other ideas for some episodes, so we'll maybe talk about that more on the next episode. So here we are, doing Picking Up on the Urgency, which I think I called an urgent request. Let's see what's going on. Oh, well, that's over.
Recording that? Are we recording this? Yeah, Bill Clinton did kiss his own ass for about 45 minutes. You give John a cookie? Alright. I'm gonna go get a cookie. So why don't we hit pause?